What is up, guys? Hope you are all doing well today. Luke here. Hope you are well, whether it's night, day, wherever you are in the world. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Hopefully you can. It's a very yucky day here in Australia right now. It's very gloomy. It's good for lighting. It's definitely making me look like it's a beautiful day with the dim light. That's a little thing I've always found whenever I record sales videos. If you record any form of video or get an image, and if it's a really overcasty day, way better photos you actually get or video from overcast than if you were using very bright, perfect blue sky sunlight type of day. I remember back when I first started doing sales videos and I was doing them myself with the tripod and stuff, I would go out to I would wait till midday, it would be blaring with sun. I'm like, perfect light, beautiful day, but that's actually not the best type of lighting. It ends up being too harsh on your face. So that's a little intro about something random for you guys this morning. Now, more importantly, how is everyone going with Profile Mate so far? Hope you guys are enjoying it. And I can see Leonard here, and I believe he Instagrammed me a message. Leonard's 82 years old, and he says the less light, the better. Mate, you are an absolute inspiration, my friend, and I'm so proud I'm proud of you. And you know, this is what I love about the internet marketing space. It doesn't matter what age you are. In fact, I believe the older you are, the more chance of success you actually have. Because I know for me and for many other marketers, and really the most successful marketers, they've either got it's either two things that have made them very successful. One, they've nailed the basics or the fundamentals, such as email marketing, building a list, building an audience. Doesn't matter if that audience is on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, email marketing, or in person, right? It's kind of like how businesses like brick and mortar businesses that have been there for 50 years, they're there for 50 years because of word of mouth, right? They've built an audience. That is one way. Now, the other way, which is a lot easier to do if you can get your head around this, is that it is essentially meaning that you can catch trends when they happen. If you catch a trend before it happens or as it's happening, you can explode so fast. Marketing, especially online marketing, it's always about finding the next trend or the next release from one of these social networks or the next big thing that comes out. And if you can jump on those when they first start, you can catapult yourself so far in front of everyone that's been doing marketing for many years, which is why with Profile Mate, it's a tool that really can do some stuff that previously would cost you tens of thousands a month to do if you wanted to try to do this any other way. So catching trends, and back to the point about it doesn't matter what age you are. In fact, that I believe that you'll be doing better if you are older, is that you have a lot more life experience. You have worked with people a lot more. People look at, and I often hear people use this, I guess, I don't want to say excuse, but say this about me, is that and especially more when I was in my early 20s, I'm 30 now, but they would say to me, look, it's because you're young, you understand all this stuff, you're in with this space, and we will never be able to get involved in iPhones and social media and whatnot, right? But, and I'm sure there's probably some people here that thought that many years ago, right? But now you are all probably on social media. And it was probably something that you never thought would happen, right? Now, if you did that when you first heard about it, you would most likely be a pretty big authority in the space if you jumped into it right away. Because when anything comes out, me, you, my competition, anyone has the exact same ability to take advantage of that and learn about it and implement it in the exact same speed, right? Like, so for me, right, I've got a new product that I'm working on. Well, I'm not technically even working on it yet. I saw a release that Instagram's doing last night with Facebook. So Facebook owns Instagram, and it really ticked some boxes in my head of like, okay, wow, this is pretty cool. If they're going to be releasing this, how can I leverage this to help automate some certain things and I had this new idea, so I'll probably start looking into this more. Won't be something that even gets done for another 6 months, a year, but I'm already thinking about it because I see that Facebook's going to be talking about it, releasing new things, and I'm already on that train to getting creative, right? Now, anyone could have done that when they saw this update from Facebook last night, but a lot of people aren't even going to be aware. So it's all about catching the trends. And when you can catch these trends, you can leverage your business a lot faster. Facebook and Instagram, especially with Facebook and Instagram, if they release something new and you take advantage of it when it first comes out. So for example, if it's a new type of Facebook ads, I remember when video ads first came out, they cost nothing. When Facebook ads in general first came out, they cost nothing because they want you to use that platform, and then when you get addicted to it, you see the results, they'll then increase how much ads cost over time and whatnot. So I guess my job for you guys is to ensure you all are always catching these trends along with building that foundation key area business as well. And again, the older you are, don't use anything as an excuse that's like you're too young or you're too old or it's over my head. Right, most things go over my head. I've got ADHD. I'm diagnosed with ADHD, and if I'm not interested in something, it's very hard for me to actually spend time doing it. Essentially means it's a dopamine deficiency in my brain. But in saying that, when there's something that I find that I can see the benefit of it, and that's what I always find as well. When I struggle with something, I always think, okay, what is the benefit when I finish doing this? What's the reward system? I built my entire life around reward systems, even to a very extreme extent. Like I'm ensure I'm making my bed first thing every morning, and I have a reward system in place for that. Or when I take the trash out, there's a reward system. And I know that might sound a bit crazy, but I really understand how my brain works, how dopamine flows through my brain and how my body doesn't produce enough dopamine naturally, hence why I do more risky things. Like when I started my business, I sold everything I owned. I moved back home with the family and it was like nothing to me, right? But a lot of people would struggle doing that because they have enough dopamine with what they're doing in their day-to-day life. They're probably getting by, they're okay, they want more, but do they really want it that much and whatnot, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's a little piece of advice there for you guys. Now today, I'm going to actually go ahead and share with you. I can't believe I didn't have my screen up. Today, we're going to be covering a couple of things. We're going to be looking at e-commerce. We're going to be looking at affiliate marketing. And we are also going to be diving further into autoresponders and using the emails and the contact details we get in a way that is going to build you a long-term business. I've noticed I've got some support tickets that have come in from people saying that they've tried to do affiliate marketing with MailChimp, for example, or they tried to upload 50,000 emails to an autoresponder without checking that if they are okay with cold leads, and then even more so, they're not even then warming them up. They're not providing value. They're not doing any personalization points. They're not doing anything, and then they wonder why their account gets frozen or something like that, right? That's why when I created Profile Mate, I went and I found the best autoresponder that I could, and that it would be for the best price with the biggest bonuses with Neil Napier and MailVO, which I know you guys have seen over the past week or two. Also, by the way, guys, I'm going to get that list today of all of the buyers and add you guys into the bonuses. I know I've added a bunch of you guys in so far, but I'll get the updated list. But that autoresponder itself is literally like I love it so much because one has the best deliverability. So it's one thing sending mass emails and reaching out to a lot of people and saving time with an autoresponder. It's another thing getting your content into their inbox, not the spam. There's 0 point in using autoresponder that has bad deliverability because you're going to end up in the spam folder or in the junk folder and no one's going to see your message. So there's some points here that you really need to take into consideration when you're doing this type of work. Now, I know some people said as well, I couldn't afford the full price of it. I think it was $697 or something like that for the year, and then the following year is goes down to I think around $297 or something. Neil will correct me in a minute if I'm wrong, but that literally works out to be about $50 a month, right? Maybe maybe even just maybe even less than that. We then added a split pay option. So there's a 3 pay option there now as well, which basically thirds that initial investment. Actually, it's a bit more than the third. So basically, you can pay it part now, part next month, and part the month after. I think that's how we set it up as well. But yeah. So so you pay part now, part in a month after that. So you can get started with a very low barrier to entry there. But this does cost a slight bit more over the 3 months, but at least it gets you in right away. Even with that, still have people saying can't afford it. So I've got Neil to actually do a monthly option, which is, I believe we set it at $67. Is that right, Neil? Maybe we're still setting it up.
We actually don't have monthly option available yet for Profile Mate customers, because the reason is we have a special IP for Profile Mate customers to kind of give them better inbox on the call. So we're still setting that up, but I can.
Okay, gotcha. So that's coming, guys. That's coming. So I think I sent an email yesterday that would be coming. So Neil and I will ensure that that's coming in the coming week or so, right? Like maybe a week or 2, Neil.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we'll get that done in the next week or 2 for you guys, but it'll be $67. But if you think about that over a 12-month period, that then does add up to over $1,000, right? So, or maybe around $1,000, maybe just under $1,000. So, but that will get you in right away. Obviously, you can cancel any time, but it does add up more. And I guess for me, my whole goal is to get you guys moving. I want you guys to feel invested in this. When you feel invested, you are going to do something a lot more. So one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is when I see all these people coming to Profile Mate. Even today, like we've only got a couple of hundred people in today's webinar. I only sent 1 email out about this yesterday, so I haven't been really pushing this week's webinar or last week's really. I just wanted you guys, the people that wanted to turn up to learn, to be here, which is you guys are the action takers, and you guys that watch the replay are the action takers as well. But people jump into these launches, a couple of weeks in, they'll lose interest. They'll be the next shiny object. They'll go buy that, and they never end up getting anywhere because they're constantly in this mental circus of constantly buying new things, getting that dopamine rush. They feel good, and then a week or 2 later, that feeling disappears because they're not actively pushing their business with the product they've purchased. We then and I do this as well sometimes, right? We justify to ourselves, I've got it now, so I've got it for a one-time price. I can use it whenever I want, but I've got this email, this looks really cool, I'm gonna buy this. And then you feel good. It's like watching YouTube motivational documentaries. They're great, but if you don't do anything with it, you may as well be watching Netflix. So my goal is always to ensure you guys constantly are working, implementing, doing, not just watching, but then implementing and getting results as well. So that is pretty exciting. What I wanted to do quickly first, and then we're gonna jump into some autoresponder training first before we go into ecom and affiliate marketing. Testimonial. Let me just see if I can get this testimonial up. I thought this was really cool. I'm going to pull my speakers out of my ears because you might be able to help you guys. Let me just see if I can actually change the audio. Let me see if I can just change this audio and tell me if you hopefully you guys can hear me. If when I play this video, if you can hear it, let me just change this over here real quick. But if you can hear this, I would love you guys to let me know. Just write yes, I can hear it, and if you can't, I'll just pause it and explain. Sometimes go to webinar, it's annoying. So I'll take my headphones out, and then hopefully you'll be able to hear it. So give me a second.
Hi Luke, Peter Cutforth here up in Brisbane. I just wanted to share my results with you because I thought it might be encouraging for you and maybe some of your users. Did a run through Profile Mate to promote my wife's new restaurant, which we started only about 7 or 8 weeks ago up here in Roma Street Parklands in Brisbane. And so I did just a first lot of about 90 emails, and then the second extraction was this here about 800 emails, and that went out with an email that just said your voucher code, and offered them, showed them some pictures and offered them a free voucher for like an entree or a dessert. So I'll just drag this in. So this shows one of the actual responses. There was the email that went out, and here's a response that came in. Thanks so much for your email. I'd love to take you up on that offer and try out your food. I'll bring some friends along, and we'd be happy to pay for the rest of that meal. We'll be able to come for dinner on Friday, 16th of October. And that has actually turned into a booking for next week. We had another couple come Saturday night. Both of those have come from that one email blast. I've got several people that weren't able to come within the time frame that I offered, because I had a bit of scarcity in there, and so they are happy for me to add them to the email list as well. So overall, I am wrapped with that as a first response. And just out of interest, I've found that your estimate of 10% emails to be very conservative. So here we've got a bit under 5,000 users and 800 emails. So that's, it's quite a bit more than 10% for sure. So, yep, good on you, mate. Loving it so far, and lots of exciting other things to do with it coming up.
All right, guys, let me chuck my headphones back in for you guys so you can hear me a bit better. Just give me 1 second. I'll just change this back over. All right, guys, so you should have, hopefully you should have heard that all right. And then, you know what's crazy? There's a guy here called Lyle who says, sound quality's terrible. Why are you even showing this? And, you know, I just find, like, Lyle, I would love for you to share your results of what you've actually done and what you've implemented and what you've actually got. And, you know, if you did that and you actually have done anything, I would love to share with everyone your results to motivate others to see that when you actually take action, you can get results quickly, right? And in this example, you know, and then so that's that. So Lyle, if you ever want to rip on people or rip on me for showing people's results, you can just leave this webinar. I'm not afraid to tell people that if you want to be rude, you can go work somewhere else. I don't need your money, Lyle, so you can just get out of here if you want, my friend. I'm only here to help people that want to get results. So in saying that, I responded, and then he also said about a week later, and needed a follow-up saying, "Yep, we also got 3 more people bookings, 3 tables, and 7 new guests that are coming." And this is only from one profile that this user has gone through. So that's pretty damn cool, I thought. So let me just chuck this back over onto Profile Mate here. So, and again, even in that example, it just said your voucher code. You know, personally, I would suggest pushing some more personalization points, making that connection a bit more. But again, that is one direct value way to then make a sale. And from offering that one person something, more guests have come with that person that he'll then make a bunch of profit from, and then multiple tables are coming just from this, right? So that's pretty damn cool. And again, if you think about how this works in the mentality of the actual person receiving the email, they're getting a free voucher. They're getting something for free. It's not considered rude. It's a nice offer, right? So that's the way to think about this. I always say with social media marketing, right? Always sell indirectly, provide value. And I know so many people are just wanting that golden ticket of just being able to send an offer and then make all this money, right? Which, if that was the case, everyone would be billionaires. But people don't understand, by just putting a little bit of energy into helping other people, to making a connection, to making it a bit more personal and thinking about the other person first, that is going to make you so much money. So even if your mentality is still, all I care about is making money from me, make the way to do that and make it your priority is to give value to others to a mass scale first, right? So in saying that, what I want to do is jump into today's actual, oh, it's funny. Leonard says here, I could understand everything they said. I'm 82 and I'm poor at hearing. That's pretty funny. So yeah, Lil says, would be good if I could understand the audio is terrible. Again, if an 82-year-old can, maybe it's your headphones then, Lyle. But don't rip on people that are doing good things. I don't like that at all. So in saying that, what I want to do is jump in today's training. I've got Neil here, as you would have heard before, because I wanted him to follow up further on our previous training and show some actual cases and different things with Malvio. Again, this information will apply to the autoresponder of your choice. That if you have checked it out, that they are okay with cold leads, and then you follow the cold lead strategy. Again, there's heaps of information online, and I'm going to teach you more as well on how to make a connection with cold leads. But the beauty of Profile Mate is, even though they haven't heard from you before, that we know a lot about them, and we can make a real proper bond. So they're not like a cold lead, like I say someone bought an email list or did a solo ad or something like that. This is an audience that we actually know about them, so we can actually build rapport, and we can make a really good online business. So I'll get Neil to jump in now, talk about some autoresponder stuff. I'll be here as well. I'll probably jump in and out, and then I'll be back to then continue on with local with e-commerce and affiliate marketing in this space. But again, Neil's up right now. It's probably midnight for him right now. So I appreciate him jumping on again so late, just to give all this value for you guys here today. So Neil,
sure.
jump on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like, I know usually, I think last time I came out a bit late to the session, but it's like 1:30 a.m. right now, and I gotta get to kindergarten tomorrow morning. So I'll try and keep this short for everyone's sake.
Yeah, sure.
But here's the thing, I'll share my screen if it's okay, because I have a few things to show.
Yeah, you share. I'll turn my webcam off, but I will be here, so I might. Whenever I turn my webcam on, it'll just mean I want to say something.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I wanted to keep this brief because I think the majority of the content that you'll see today will be from Luke. But one of the things that Luke and I talked about before we actually recommended you Melvio was he really wanted to know why this instead of everything else for Profile Mate. And I must say, even before I saw that testimonial from that person, I saw the power of Profile Mate because I was able to get early access, and my mind was just absolutely blown in terms of what it can do. And in fact, I myself am running a challenge next month on December 9th, and I'll be spending 2 weeks actually prospecting and cold emailing using Melvio via Profile Mate. So I'll get the leads from Profile Mate, I'll put them into Melvio, and I'll do cold email prospecting via that to get a bigger challenge. My goal is to get 500 people into that challenge and make a lot of sales with that. So just so you know that for those that do get Melvio, I've talked about that with some of you already, but I'll be doing regular case studies with you during that 2-week period to show you how that prospecting is going for me. So you get to see me doing it in near real time. But what I wanted to do this time was to actually give you 3 key insights. Again, I could go on and on. I've done a training session for new customers on Monday and Tuesday already. Actually, today is Wednesday. Or let me just check out, I'm losing time. We've done 3 sessions already, and I'll pause at that for now. But the thing is, I want to show you 3 key insights from those sessions that you're going to find useful with or without Melvio. And Luke's right. We want to make you a recommendation based on what we think is best. But again, if you have another platform that allows cold email marketing that you're comfortable using, that you have contact with the CEO or with a support team, you can get on a one-on-one call with someone, by all means use that. But if you don't have that, then do consider Melvio quite seriously. Now, I want to point out 3 things here. The first is slow and steady wins the race. Now, I've had a few people comment in chat that, hey, I've been downloading 2,000 leads a day, I have 50,000 leads, or I have 100,000 leads. I just want to mail all of them. Now, this is how Gmail, Yahoo, and Hotmail work. I'm telling you the insights based on everything that I've learned and practiced over the last couple of years. So when they see the same email being sent to 10,000 customers or 10,000 email addresses at a time, they realize that it's a marketing email, right? Perhaps even unsolicited. So the bigger your email package, the worse your deliverability. It's a given. I mean, ask anyone who knows what they thought about email deliverability, but the bigger your email package that you send, like to how many people, the worse your deliverability. So it's a law of receding opens. So the more leads you have, the lower your opens will be. If you have 100 leads, your opens might be like 30%, 40%. But if you have, 100,000 leads, your opens are going to be 3-4%. And partly it's just because when you send the same email to 100,000 people, it's like SEO. It's like duplicate content 100,000 times. And Gmail thinks, you know what, that's kind of spammy, or it's unsolicited. So the trick to that is to be slow and steady, especially with prospecting emails, especially with cold emails. So you don't want to send too many emails at once. Start by sending 10, 20, 40, 80, 100. Cap out at max like 250 at a time. And the best way to do that actually is using automation. Sorry, Luke.
No, sorry, yeah, no, I just wanted to jump in on that point because it's a perfect example. Even like when I do software launches, and this is probably similar for you, Neil, prior to you having Mailvio, is that I've been with with Aweber as like the main. That's what I use for broadcasting to my customers, and it's taken years and years and years for me to get to a point where I can actually email all my customers and get pretty solid inbox deliverability. But even in saying that, every time I do a launch, that adds an extra 10,000 users very quickly to my actual customer base. And these are all customers that want to see my emails, but still a lot of the time the emails will end up in different folders. And it's just because and it's annoying because if the autoresponders in Google knew that these were all paying customers, they would think, yes, no worries, we're going to send it to absolutely everyone in their inbox because they've just purchased something. It makes sense to them. And usually as well at the start, when I start emailing, it works. So it works pretty good for deliverability. But then over time, I find as well, especially when people change their email or don't open anymore and certain things like that, I find there's a big crash there. So I have to go in, clean the email list and do things like that. So, and this is information that you're hearing now that is very amazing that Neil does share, owning an autoresponder company, because most autoresponders, I'd say every single one, I haven't seen one that says anything different unless it's in a back-end terms page somewhere, because it doesn't sound sexy when you say, hey, yeah, we'll let you send 100,000 emails. They'll say that, but they won't tell you that the majority is going to end up in a bloody junk folder that no one's ever going to read, right? It's all like, and I look at this very similar to Instagram fans. People, especially people who buy fake fans and whatnot, would you rather 100,000 fans that are fake and that never get to see your content, or would you rather 1,000 people that really care about what it is you're doing and actually want to open, not just now, but ongoing for a long time? So this is the way, and Peter, I've seen this question come in as well, saying, I can only send a couple of 100 emails or 50 emails or whatever it might be. We talked about this in the first webinar, the warm-up sequence here, but it's really, really important to do it. And again, people will say, okay, well, that just sounds too annoying, and then they'll look for the next thing to buy that's going to get them instant results, right? This is something that will take you a month, couple of months to really get to a high level, but instantly you'll be able to still get to a couple, like you'll still get to a bunch of people very quickly, and every single day it's one step closer to getting to that end result. And it's not a long process, and this is where the money is at online. So Neil, I'll let you take back over then, but I really wanted to make it clear that just how good that is, that sharing this with you so you understand, because you won't find that type of information really anywhere online, especially from any competition autoresponder company, because they want you to pay them, but they don't really care. Well, they won't even tell you if your messages end up in a different inbox. That's why I always tell you guys to make sure to whitelist my email to ensure you get them not just now but ongoing. So Neil, I'll let you take back over now, but I just wanted to make that point.
I mean, we're very open about what happens behind the scenes as well, because we want you to know basically what it's like. We have someone in our company, we're paying good money to him. He used to work for GetResponse, and he told me that he knew the compliance department, but you weren't allowed to share details of the compliance department with the customers. because they used to even get death threats. I mean, you can imagine if emails are not delivering, people are losing money. But anyway, we're open about sort of keeping in contact with you. And the thing is that we're not saying that you can't send more than 200 emails a day forever. It's just in the beginning, because in the beginning, we want to lead you to the right results. So you send an email, the next day your credits go up based on how you emailed it yesterday, which is a forced warm-up process, which is only going to make it safer for you long term. And like I've said before, I want you as a customer for long term. But when I talk about packets of email, I'm talking every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes, you can send 200 emails, 200 emails, 200 emails. And that works really well when you use automation, because with automation, you can naturally stagger the flow of emails based on people's past behavior. Again, I'll just show you this quickly. This was like just a bunch of training we covered on Monday with our customers, our Mailvio customers. So again, if you were to get it, you get all of that as well. And we're thinking about doing weekly training inspired by Luke, given how much value he's giving to you with ProfileMate. We want to try and mimic that and do that with Mailvio as well. So we're looking at doing like one session a week with you for that moving forward. But that was the first thing. Slow and steady wins the race. Like, you're going to have far better results by doing, initially starting the warm-up process as we have you doing it. So maximum 250 emails on day one. The next day it goes up and up and up. But over time, you get into a rhythm where even if you have 50,000 leads, your emails will be going out at like 200 emails every 5 minutes, for example. And that's really good because it's small packages, like you're sending mini packages all the time, and Gmail doesn't think of it as bulk email. It just thinks like, okay, this is reasonable. And that's important. That's the first thing. Second thing is personalize everything. Personalize your emails. Now, I find this amazing, the depth of information you can get from ProfileMate. I can't remember now, but there's like more than 10 data points that you can collect. You can collect like the location, I think it's gender as well, their Instagram username, and the hashtag they're using, stuff like that, right? I always insist, when you're especially doing cold emailing, prospecting, use 6 points of personalization in an email. So their hashtag they've used, their username, their gender if you have, the location if you have, that sort of thing. If you can create 6 points of personalization, you can make an email seem like you actually wrote it for them, right? Imagine if I sent you an email and that touched upon 6 points that were private to you. You're not going to think like this is a bulk message. You're not going to think like, oh, he just automated it. You're going to think he sent it to me personally. Sounds amazing. That's what cold emails should feel like. It shouldn't feel like a copy-paste email that you send to 100,000 people. Everyone should feel like it was written for them. So if you can come up with 6 points of personalization, there's just general recommendation as well, which again, ProfileMate gives you. You'll be in a position to basically send super friendly, super personalized emails that people are going to respond to really well. So that's one thing as well. And again, I covered this before, at least with Mailvio, you can create what we call attributes. ActiveCampaign calls it tags. You can fill those attributes with a list import with ProfileMate that you get the list. And that way, an email you send is like personalized to any depth that you want. The more personalization you can get, the better it is. Just don't be creepy and use everything, right? But use at least 6, and I think 6 would be a good level. The third thing, and this is, I really thought about it, if I should show you this, but it's been, I think, a couple of weeks since ProfileMate users started coming in to Mailvio, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you the results that they're getting with ProfileMate, not with ProfileMate, but with using ProfileMate with Mailvio, right? So I think one of the concerns a lot of people have is, and it's a fair concern, is like, does it actually work for cold email marketing, right? So I want to show you some of the results. Now, for most part, I can't show you the email because I don't have permission to. I'm only really showing you high-level stats. I'm not showing you contacts or anything. So this is all okay, GDPR-wise. This I really, really like a lot. So you can see, this is an automation sequence that was sent to John Crestani's likers and commenters, so people that have liked or commented on John Crestani's posts and profile. And look, I'll look at the stats for this one. Now, the clicks are not great, and I can't tell you why that is because I can't show you the email content. Well, okay, maybe I can tell you why that is, but I can't show you the email content. Basically, this guy went into a pitch very quickly. You know, the email premise was really good, the title was really good, subject line was good, and again, that's, I know Luke covers as well, I've covered as well in training, but it very quickly went for the, hey, do me a favor, go sign up to this link. You're not going to get a positive response if your first email is like, you owe me something. Your first email should be about them, right? So again, his opening was really good, which is why you see he has 27% open rate on a cold email. That's really good. But, you know, he went straight for the, here's the link to sign up for the webinar, which doesn't work. It really doesn't work. But still, I want to show you that open stats are good. And what this person's doing well is if people don't open the email, he tries again, like, you know, after 2 days. And if they haven't opened an email after 2 days, he just deletes them. You don't need to be married to these leads, right? If a lead doesn't actually respond to you positively, it's okay to get rid of them, because there's so many leads inside of ProfileMate, what it gives you, that you don't need to sort of try and make every lead count. Cold emailing, prospecting is a big numbers game. I covered a case study as well when I was recommending ProfileMate with this company. They actually almost, I would say, created ProfileMate from scratch just for themselves back in the day, and they got 5 million leads for that, and they were only able to activate 200,000. That's a big number. 200,000 leads for free. It's a really big number. That's what ProfileMate can do for you. But the 4.8 million leads that didn't engage with them, it's okay to get rid of them. They're never going to engage, they're never going to buy. So that's okay, right? So you get rid of them. One thing this person could have done better and they didn't do was that they didn't actually clean the email list. And again, this is something we almost insist, and we cover this in the training as well, how to do that, to clean the email list, because you want to avoid hard bounces and soft bounces. You know, I cover that elsewhere in the training, but you want to avoid these kind of bounces because they affect your deliverability overall. So anyway, that's one stat that I wanted to show you. That's one person.
And just on that, before you jump into the next one, yeah, like, and I know how excited we can get. Like I see why people could be just chucking in offers right away. But again, this is why I always say, think about it from the flip side. If you are receiving it, when you're writing an email, think about it as if you were receiving it, right? I'm not going to click on anyone's email that I've never seen before on a link to anywhere if I don't know them. One, I always just get triggered thinking, is this going to be a virus if I don't know who they are, right? Two, if they haven't personalized themselves enough for me to go, okay, well, like, and I'll go through this after Neil finishes today about different ways to actually reach out to your users and provide value. And there's a bit of a process I like to use with cold email leads by one, first giving a compliment, two, then introducing yourself, three, asking a question or something to get the conversation going. And it really, really does help. And then there is a way to indirectly give call to actions as well. But that, and then also, yes, cleaning the email list. This is something that I do all the time as well. This is just something that needs to be done. Because who here, I put number 5 in the box, if you opt in to certain things, right, if there's a site you might need to get access to, and you need to have your email there. One, like this is one of the biggest things as well. A lot of, like, you might have multiple emails and you decide which email you're going to put where depending on what it is you're going to be getting, right? I know I have an email that I just use purely for signups, the stuff that I don't check, I don't send from, I don't do anything with, I just use it purely for signups, right? I've also got emails that I don't use anymore, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. And you might even have emails like from a domain name that you haven't even renewed, that doesn't even exist anymore, right? So these are things that can affect your deliverability, and it's very quick to be able to get rid of these. And you can go through Neil's cleaning training on that, or if you don't have mail video and you decided you're not going to be using mail video, that you can YouTube how to clean email lists. I'll probably do a training on that in future as well, but there is a lot of stuff out there on how to do that. But just these little simple things, very simple things to do, really add up into a way to get very big results very, very quickly. I always say, people really overcomplicate things in the online marketing space, and especially for marketers, because there's the core things that work, and then there's marketers that try to create new things that they'll then frame as the best thing in the world that's going to do all of this stuff, but then you often leaves people left with a very bad feeling about even the online marketing space in general, right? So doing these things we teach you here, like for me, I decided this webinar, I said there's things that I don't like doing. I don't enjoy going in and doing a quick email list clean, but I know the benefit of doing that means I'm going to be able to make connections and then ultimately make money from it, that I can then do things I love. So that's my reward system in my head. So think about it like that. Neil, you can take back over now, but I just wanted to mention that real quick here.
Sure. No, I really appreciate that insight. I think it's very well founded for sure, because people need to do this. People need to see as well results in real time, what it looks like. So this is another one. I don't think this person mailed a big list. Like there's again 217 contacts, but you've got 180% open rate, but that's not unique. When you click on this, you see unique, but I'm logged out of this account at the moment. If I was logged in, you'd see that this was about 35% open rate, and they have 0% click-through rate, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine, because the first email can be about like, hey, can I continue to email you? If so, if they say yes, if they respond and they engage with you, then you don't need to mail them anymore. So it's actually better to get a reply in your inbox than a click, because that means they're actually engaging. And that also means that you can ask them questions, you can probe them further, and you can learn a lot about your ideal avatar as well. So this person's got like 4 different emails. I wouldn't recommend it when you're prospecting. I would say max 2, and then clean it up, right? 4 emails are great if someone's actually opted in, but if they haven't, then you may get burned sooner or later. This was for affiliate marketing. This was another one. So someone added contacts, and look, they had 37% open rate, 3% click-through rate, and then they sent another email, and another email, another email, and another email. I do not recommend so many emails to people that haven't opted in, at least not in quick succession, because you will annoy them, you will piss them off, and they will, they might click the spam button, and that's bad. So I advise you to send one prospecting email. If they haven't opened it, 2 days later, send another. If they haven't still opened it, just delete them. They're probably not going to be reactivated. Or if you're still too attached to it, wait for 90 days. And again, you can do this via automation like what I'm showing you. Wait for 90 days and then email them one last time, just in case maybe it wasn't a good time last time, right? So that's what you can do. But again, there's so many leads in Profile Mate. New leads are going to come in all the time. Just keep running them through the process, and you'll be okay. And depending on your requirements, if you want them to reply or click, you can move them to a different list, for example, and then you can mail them as regular, because now they have given me permission. Or if your email said click here if you want to hear from me, then they click, then obviously that's okay as well. Then you can email them. This was another person, so they had actually couldn't log into, I don't have their stats open, but look, they've already run 2 automations, and looking at their automation title, His Secret Confession, it's one of those sort of raunchy niches, but that's okay. But they already have like the emails going out to multiple people, and I think the stats are good as well, last I remember checking. So again, this is to just show you that they are, this was another one. So they had sent an email to 17 people and 12 people, and their open rates were really good. Now you're wondering, that doesn't quite add up, but they had like 1 soft bounce in that case because of that. But that's still good open rate, and that's just a tiny email package, like I talked about. It doesn't need to be massive. It needs to be enough so that Gmail doesn't think it's hypey, it's marketing, it's spammy. But this is, just in very quick brief to show you that people are already using Profile Mate to grab the leads, put them into Melvia, and they are getting results for that. And I would almost insist, I mean, Luke did tell me like, hey, don't be aggressive about selling this, and I don't intend to, but I would almost insist that if you bought Profile Mate, but you haven't used it yet because you're worried about how should I mail them, then Melvia would be a really good option to use for you. And again, I'm not going to aggressively say you must buy it. I would recommend.
I think there's a difference between aggressively selling and then saying this is what you really, really need. Like I'm aggressively telling you to get Malvio if you don't have an autoresponder and you are just going to pick up Profile Mate but then not do anything. I would love every single user here to pick this up because I know it's going to give you the best benefit out of any product in the online space, in the autoresponder market, when using Profile Mate, not just because of the product, but because of Neil as well. Those of you here that have been on my webinars for years and different products, you know I don't bring people onto my webinars. You know I'm so protective of you guys, and if you guys are brand new to working with me, you will see that as well. And you will often, as what you guys will probably also see that often, people will, after there's a launch, I'll do a webinar and they're selling you some giant course about something that has nothing to do with the product you've purchased. And then I was saying this to Neil prior about how people, and then how it just basically forces people to feel that if they don't buy whatever that high ticket product is, that they're not, that their original purchase is going to be useless. And you know what I mean? And I'm at a point, and Neil's at a point where we don't have to be doing things for money. And also Neil's like me in the sense that we would never just promote some giant thing just to make money for ourselves. That's not going to benefit our customers. Again, for me, I look at when you guys come in here, just like I'm talking about emails, I look at what would you guys want to learn from me and how can I provide you the value first and things that are going to help get you the results. If you guys don't get results, I don't have a business. My business is not there. So I aggressively, even though as I said not aggressively, what I meant by that when I spoke to Neil is I don't want to hound something down someone's throat and say you need this or you're going to fail. Look, if you use other autoresponders, and that's why I'm going to be transparent as well in the world too, that if there's people out, if there's autoresponders that allow you to use cold leads, you'll be okay, but you need to make sure of that. Now, my job is not to go in and find things that'll give you 50% of the job done or might not be okay. My job is to tell you the exact things that are going to work and then also ensure you have the best deal possible that's going to beat any competition tool out there. That's why I say Malvio. I put a link in the box before. I believe when I clicked on it, it does say 25K upload in the button and whatnot, but it is 50K, so it could just be my cache. I might need to clean my cookies out or something like that. But I put that link over there for you guys.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize, and I'll fix that up right after this call. But I will say, like, if you just go here, there's an extra 25,000 contact limit for you. So I'll put plus 25K here, just so you know. So that is 50K, and that is only for, and Luke, I mean, just so you know as well, that is only for the people that are paying for the annual license. When we do release the monthly, I won't be able to offer 50K because at that monthly price, it doesn't make financial sense.
Doesn't make sense. And guys, if you're in that position and you want the monthly, look, get the monthly and you'll get 25K, and you should be able, or you will be able to, if you follow our training, be able to make the investment back a billionfold to then get the annual license then if we still have it open at that point of time. But again, this is a offer that we are just doing for our founding launch VIP members, you guys here. But this will have to close because again, this is separate. Like if you went onto Neil's site, you wouldn't see this offer there. This is purely for you guys, and it's something as well. I know Neil's done out of the goodness of his heart, but you know, if I ever do bring someone on here, or if I ever do promote a product, I ensure you get absolutely everything possible from the actual vendor of the product, and it has to be. And you know, people often say, "Look, I promote products, I don't promote people." And I get that mindset. You know, there's a lot of, in my opinion, there's a lot of dickheads in the space, but sometimes they do create good products. But for me, I'm a people person, and I need to know that the person is going to look after my audience, my friends, you guys, my customers. And Neil is someone that does do that. So anyway, Neil, back to you on that one there. But do get Malvio if you haven't got it already, because it's just a no-brainer. Again, his bonus trainings there. I'm adding you guys into my high ticket LSA course today, and we'll be good to go from there.
Great. Yeah, I think so. I've just changed this, by the way. It should now say 25K plus 25K, just so everyone knows. And I'll be another like 3 minutes max. Luke, just so you know.
That's cool. And also on the buy button below, when you scroll down, it should be there as well. So maybe you can put that down there.
Oh yeah, I think I forgot to put something
you can later on.
plus. No, it's okay. Yeah, I'll sort it out soon. But I just want to add as well, like, okay, perhaps I misunderstood Luke's message, but then I also remember what Russell Brunson says, who's a really good marketer. He says that if you have something good to share with the world, then it is your responsibility to do the best you can to get it in their hands. And this is it. I mean, we live and breathe Melvio. We've got, a person who used to work for GetResponse working for us. GetResponse is a really big company. So we know what we're doing, and we're always kind of imparting that education as well to you. And our goal, just like Luke said as well, is to make sure that you come back next year. I mean, or you come back next month if you're on the monthly plan eventually when it comes out. Just because if you don't, we would cease to exist. So it's in our best interest to help you. But again, like Luke also mentioned, we are luckily in a position where we don't need to ram it down your throat. You're all adults. I know you'll do your due diligence, you'll look around, and you will eventually come to realize that there's nothing that comes even close to what you're getting, not just with the product, but with the company as well. And I think in nature, I'm quite like Luke. I like to go with value first. We like to train our customers to get the best results from the tools they buy from us, because then the customers keep coming back, right? So that's the important part. But one more thing I want to mention, which I briefly touched upon before, was that I'm actually running a live challenge on 9th of December. You're welcome to join that as well. It would be about sales email writing, so I think it might be relevant to you too. It's free. It's a 3-day challenge, or boot camp as I'm calling it, but I won't be running any ads for it. I will be emailing my customers about it, but I'll also maybe post on Facebook just if my people on my profile want to join, but I'll be utilizing ProfileMate for it. So I actually had to ask Luke for a second account so my VA could use it as well. So what we'll be doing is we'll be, again, using ProfileMate to collect leads, but I'll be doing a very slow warm-up process of mailing like initially 10 leads and 20 leads just to see what their response rate is like. Is it good? Is it something that people are positive about? And I won't ask for a sale to them in that case. I would just say, hey, I'm running a free 3-day bootcamp. If you'd like to join, email back and I'll send you a link. Simple as that. So I'll cover this case study and I'll absolutely give Luke a testimonial as well, and which Luke, you're welcome to play when you're doing your next slide. So, because, the thing is like, okay, I'll just briefly give you numbers that I'm expecting. So I'm hoping to hit about 400 to 500 attendees in that bootcamp. And that's for free, right? It's not a big number. But just from that, when I do the offer at the end, I'm hoping to make like $20,000, just from that alone. And I know if I can do that by combining ProfileMate plus Melvio, you'll finally believe that you can do it too. You'll finally realize that it's just really about execution. And that's where Luke gives you a lot of training, because he's giving you the software, you have that. But with the additional training that you get every week, you'll be able to execute better and faster than anyone else, and without paying for ads, without doing content marketing on any of that. But anyway, I wanted to leave it at that, just so you know, yesterday I covered all these things which you see on the screen as a training for Melvio customers. If you were to get in, which I truly hope you do, you will get access to this training as well. So it's going to be available permanently for all Melvio customers. And again, as I mentioned, we'll try and do one a week from here on, just to kind of give you as much as we can, whatever we learn about email marketing. But with that being said, I think Luke's given you the link to the replay. If you wanted to go direct, that's the link as well. But I think Luke can drop the link for you one more time.
Yeah, I'll chuck it back in the box over here. Also, one question I see coming in a few times, is the 50K for the 3 pay as well, or is it just only for the full pay? I know it's not for the SIP and the monthly option.
Yeah, it's the 3 pay as well. Listen, I fully recognize that the time, like we are really in uncertain times, and I hate that expression, but we are in uncertain times. So if it makes it slightly easier for you to make 3 payments of 247, then by all means choose that. I mean, I'm sure once you start using it, you want to continue using it. So I have no doubt that you'll continue to pay, but pay 247 in 3 payments. And that I think is just like $50 higher or something like that. But hopefully that's a good compromise. And yes, you get 50,000 contacts for that as well.
Yeah, cool. And the thing is, it's like Neil doesn't offer that. Like you watch like anywhere else, you watch the welcome webinar and you'll see that we only offered the full package. And it's again, what is it, 697 I think it is, and then next year it's 297. So think about that. Like I showed you in that webinar, I'm paying $500 a month more US purely for just Aweber for one task that I'm doing with my broadcasting of that I broadcast to customers on that I already have, different to cold leads. But what with that, like within like just over a month and a week, I could have had a whole year of mail video, along with all of Neil's training that Aweber doesn't give you, along with my high ticket course as well. And then next year you're paying $297. $297's what's that a month? It's literally like, I don't know, like $50 bucks, not even that, $30 a month, which is really nothing. Now we will do the $67 offer for 25K, which is still absolutely insane. But think about that over the year. That's going to work out to be just under $1,000 doing it that way. Yes, it gives you more freedom to get in sooner, but it is half the amount of leads you can contact or you can add in, and it's not as ideal. But again, it's still so powerful that you can contact that many people at once. So that's why they're doing this, to give everyone the option and the ability to use this with mail video. And Neil, who you can see isn't just someone who's a software developer and creator, marketer. He's a teacher on how to use the tools. For me, I 100% believe in that. Teaching and like learning from courses, while it's not as attractive as such as getting a push button software, but in this case you do get both, but push button software is only as good as the actual information you have on how to use it. So for me, I think about when someone comes in to work with me, how can I just give them the exact blueprint of how to actually do things, and actually then have the support that if you get stuck, where like that, you have the actual support there to get through that little speed bump in the road. For me, I know for me, sometimes if like in the past, I remember when I used to create websites for local businesses and I was creating WordPress sites, and there would be like something I would change one thing and it would just destroy the site. And I was like, I can't deal with this because I have nowhere to turn to on how to fix this. I would then have to pay someone to fix a plugin to be positioned somewhere on the page, right? And it would be super easy to do, but I just didn't know how to actually do it. And that would stop me from wanting to continue. For me and for Neil, our job is to want you to be excited to continue and learn and feel good that you're going somewhere and you're getting closer to that result every single day. And with Profile Mate and Mail Video combined, it's, in my opinion, the fastest way to make an online income, not just for now, but to build an audience that will be with you for a very, very long time. So in saying that, I know Neil's finished for today. It's probably what, 2 a.m. now for your time. So I appreciate you being up here late again. And I know everyone here does as well. So Neil, if there's anything else you want to say, you can say it now. Otherwise, I'll jump into some further training here. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to do some training quickly now on how to actually write emails to cold leads, because I know we were going to talk about Ecom and affiliate, and I will still touch on that, but I think I'll probably do another full webinar on that. But I think it's important for me to teach you guys some cold email marketing strategies here, because again, it doesn't matter if you have 50,000 emails, if you're not contacting them the right way. It's better to have 100 emails where 50 people actually click through and convert and trust you than having 100,000 emails where no one even does anything. So I think that's going to be a good point that we can cover now. So Neil, I appreciate you being here today again, my friend. And I hope you have a good sleep, and I know you have an early morning as well.
All right. Thanks, Luke. Appreciate that. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Neil. All right, awesome. So how good is Neil, guys? See, like I know for me, whenever like being in Australia, I have to do webinars at weird times sometimes during launches, but there's only a few people that I'll actually get up at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. to talk with a Neil. I will do that for Neil any day of the week. So it's awesome to see that he comes out here and is happy to train and teach you guys this time as well. So let me just take the screen over quickly here. Let me just. So cool. Hopefully you can see my screen now. I've got this really cool guide here that I'll actually probably send out in a PDF or something to you guys shortly. And just looking at some questions here real quick. Seven says, is it possible to talk to someone about Mailvio to indicate the best way to move forward? So I'm not sure what you mean by best way to move forward. The best way to move forward is to start actioning. You watch these previous webinar replays, get those leads, chuck them into Mailvio, do the warm-up sequence. There's a full course that step-by-step goes through that. Neil's even done the training over the past week, which I'm sure he'll add those actual email replays into the members area or email them out if he hasn't already. But I'll ensure you get them as well. I might even see if I can get them and chuck them into the Profile Mate training area as well. Yeah, Aris, if you can send me your JVZoo ID, I'll get you approved to promote Profile Mate as well. One other question is, does 25K mean I only have to have a limit of 25 contact subscribers, or am I able to send 25K emails a month? It's subscribers, I believe. So you can actually upload that many email leads. Every autoresponder, they actually charge you for how many leads you actually have. And the more leads you get, the more they charge you, right? So this is a really great way where you don't need to be charged for 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K. You just get 50K in the bundle, and it's just like that. If you do get more, obviously there's ways to upgrade, but this is a huge amount. Like for example, for me, I have 250,000 customers, and I emailed that 50,000 of them that are still engaged, that are clean, that are responsive, and so on, right? So let's talk. So who here, like, right? Put number one in the box if you want to learn some more training about how to reach out, right? First and foremost. Number two in the box if you'd rather just skip straight to Ecom and affiliate marketing. Okay, cool. We got, yeah, the majority say one. We do have people saying I probably say 10% saying Ecom and affiliate. So I'm going to cover both. I'm going to start though with how to reach out, because this will apply to local e-commerce, affiliate marketing, and any other form of reaching out. But this is a really good guide here that I want to run you guys through now. And then also, I know there's some people that just won't want to be using Mailvio for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but next week I will give you guys another alternative. It's for people that have a bit more time on their hands, but not enough money on their hands right now. So I guess like a stepping stone that you can use your time to save a little bit of money and then also get a solid result as well. So again, I'm all about giving you guys options. The options I give, I want to give you guys the best way forward first. So let's go through this. So cold email still works and it's here to stay. This is very, very recent, I guess, guide here that I wanted to walk you guys through that I think was really, really good. So it says here, according to a recent survey, despite the popularity of instant messaging, texting, and social media, the poll shows that email is still the top communication tool at work to grow the importance of your business over the next 5 years. And this is this year, right? So here's some stats on the number of emails that get sent every single year, and it's just growing every single year. It's actually a joke, right? And these are in the billions. So this year, 30 billion emails will be sent. 2021, 320 billion almost, and by 2023, almost 350 billion emails will be sent. And the only reason these are going up is because email marketing works. So this is some things that this guy will cover. What is a cold email? Is a cold email spam? And I won't go through all of it since we've covered a lot of this already. So a cold email, again, is essentially an email that you send to someone that you don't have a prior relationship to. So it could be an email to someone in your industry, so you can network with them, emailing a CEO or manager to see how you can actually do a sales call or a demo, or an email to a potential investor. But in our industry, it could be someone that might need help because we know what they're interested in. Now that's what makes this different than complete cold emails. Complete cold emails, we don't even know anything about them. With the contact details we get, we do know about our actual audience, what they're interested in, what they follow, what jobs they might have, what their interests are. So it's not necessarily cold in the sense that we don't know anything about them. It's just cold that we haven't reached out to them yet. It's just like when you guys come that have never seen me before, and you guys all would have been a cold lead to me at one point or another. When you've come to my sales page, you've had no idea who I am, but through that sales page process, you've been warmed up, I guess, and you've been able to connect with me and what it is that I'm sharing. That then changes you into a customer, and that this is again what I'm really teaching you guys how to do with your audience, and people are already doing this and getting great results inside of Profile Mate, right? So these are some good points. With a good cold email, it should contain their name, relevant information about them, maybe their social profile. So these are things we can mention there. Hey, I found your Instagram account X, and I absolutely loved it. We'll talk about how to give compliments as well, as in this as well. There's a reason to be contacting them. So what is the reason? Don't say, hey, found your Instagram, how are you? Like, you have to have a reason. Now, and another big thing is no clickbait in the subject line. This is something I do see often. It's very similar with Facebook ads. People look at Facebook ads very similar to a subject line. It's the same thing. A subject line is for you to then be interested to click and open, right? A Facebook ad is for you to be interested and click and then be shown an actual website. What you say in the subject line needs to be exactly relatable to what is inside of the email, because otherwise, if you get a high click-through rate and then zero conversion or zero interest in what you have inside the email, it means there's not congruity between the subject line and what it is you're saying. Same with a Facebook ad. People say they do Facebook ads, they target people living in Beverly Hills that are interested in wine, and they have the subject line, or they have a Facebook ad that says, do you like wine, right? But then they click through it, and then the actual page might be about champagne and how they can go on a champagne tour somewhere or something like that, right? Yes, that might get some clicks for a small percentage of those people, but a lot of people might not want to go on a champagne tour. So the ad should have been, do you love champagne? Would you love to go on a champagne tour to some brasseries or breweries around the place? Then yes, or I guess you call it sparkling wine, since the only place that champagne is in Champagne over in France. But you get the idea. And people always say, I'm getting clicks through, but then no one's converting. It means there's a congruency between the Facebook ad and the page you're going to, or the email subject and what's inside. So so it says here, typically spam is sent to email addresses without much service history. Spammers have to change their email IDs all the time so they don't get flagged. They'll use a fake name, they'll clickbait in the subject line. It's just a copied and pasted email with no personalization. You can see personalization is a big point that we keep on bringing up. It uses deceptive copy to get you to click on a dubious link, and it's often in commercial nature. They're often trying to straight out try to sell you something with the initial email without building any form of relationship first. You need to be thinking from the flip side, right? Now, here's an example here of this. Hi, greetings, want more clients and customers? We will help you get to the first page of Google. We have some special offer for this season. Email us back to get full proposal, and then a fill out form, right? All of this stuff is, and you can see here some points they made. Even when they sign off, thanks, deep. It's their first name, there's no other contact information, who they are, where they're from, nothing like that. This is why I always suggest when you sign an email off, have a proper email signature, have who you are, where you're from, what your Instagram bio is, what your website is. You can put all that information down in there, and it's a way for someone to find out more about you. You'll find just by doing that, people are going to click through to your sites by just purely having it in the subject line at the bottom of the page, right? Or in your email signature. and you can set all these up automatically to go out in every mail, video, message, right? So how to write cold emails that convert. Send emails from your personal email using your full name. And as I said, this isn't just a good practice to avoid spam, it makes a real difference for your cold email conversion rates as well. The biggest thing is personalization in when we do this, right? So using their first name. Now, if you don't have their first name, use their Instagram bio. You can say, be like, hey there, I found your Instagram account, boom, and we have these Instagram account fields from Profile Mate. So that is essentially the same thing. And again, it's a person. If someone says, if I said to you, I can see who's, I don't know, Judy Dunn here. If I said, hey mate, or if I said, hey Judy, instantly one sounds more warm than the other. I always suggest as well, read out the emails that you have. To yourself and see, does any of this sound weird? If I was speaking in person to someone, does this sound strange? Could this be warmer, right? Next, make it relevant to them, create an actual connection. The immediate relevance is going to be the highest thing of magnitude. Make it really relevant to who they are and what they're doing. Most cold emails you'll see won't even have this. I get emails every single day of just cold emails. I find in LinkedIn as well, I get a lot of just real super cold LinkedIn messages being like, hey there, great to connect with you. I offer this, do you want to do this? It just doesn't work. So you can see here, here's a good example. Hi John, which is personalization from the actual email. I'm a huge fan of your blog and I've been a subscriber for a while now. Imagine we said that, hey there, I'm a big long-time follower of your Instagram and I love the content you post. Instantly, no matter what industry they're in, they're going to feel that you actually care a lot more, right? Or hey, I came across your Instagram and your content is just great. You don't have to say follow them if you don't. And then here's some other examples that you can mention there. You work at the same company, you grew up in the same city, you are in the same industry, you're interested in the same things since we know their interests, you read their blogs, whatever it might be, right? Big point, I said this earlier, make it about them, not about you. Once you started to create a connection, you don't want to then just turn, and this is another big problem I see people doing. They'll say these nice things and they'll instantly then flip it back to being about them and what they're doing instantly, right? We're here to be all about them first and foremost, and then we want to then make that connection. We want to then convert and provide value when they see that we actually are caring about them and it's not any hidden agenda about us. I know for me, when I open an email from anyone actually at this point that I don't know personally, I'm thinking, what is it that they want from me? And I'm sure a lot of you would feel the same. Write me in the box. If you think about this right now, when you open an email, are you actually thinking how that person's going to serve you? Or are you thinking, what do they want from me? Write me in the box if it's me, and put a number 2 in the box if you actually are thinking like the opposite to that, right? It's going to be a lot of you guys. And I can see some questions coming in from there. Edward says here, wasn't there a 67 option pay option for Mailview? There hasn't been one yet. We are about to add that in soon, but we talked about that in length today on today's webinar. So I want to just continue the training. You can watch the replay and we'll cover that as well. Rebecca says here, so do we need to have an established Instagram account or Facebook page, etc.? No, we don't need any established fan pages whatsoever because Profile Mate will pull the information about these users, right? But I'm just giving examples of personalization points we can say about them. So we don't need to have a following ourselves. That's the beauty of this. We can use other people that have followings to take advantage on helping these people that we connect with by building a relationship with a need or a want of theirs. And yes, guys, I've said I will email a copy of this across to everyone. So don't worry about that. I'm going to send this across with some extra points that I'm mentioning on today's webinar. I'll send it out with this replay later today, but I want you guys just to listen right now and focus on this here, but I promise you I'll get this out to you. You can see here, this is an example of how people are running this. Hey, manager, and I'm product manager, blah, blah. We're running a new promotion and would love the chance to pick your brain about how to differentiate ourselves in our market. And we're having a hard time to communicating how to stand out, blah, blah. I only need a few minutes of your time. When would be a good time to have a quick minute phone call? Now, this again just takes it all about them, and it's not about the person sending it, not about the actual customer. But if you change that to something saying, hey there, I'm a big fan of your site, blah, blah, blah. My team and I have used it. So that instantly, and I know this works for me, when people say to me, hey, Luke, I love your product so much. It's helped me do this, this, and this, and this. And then they follow on, I will be more inclined instantly to want to read that email. Even though usually at that point it does turn to this above example when it then talks about them, but I don't mind that. You know, it makes me feel good, and it'll make people feel good when you say this stuff to the people that you're engaging with. You can see, so this person's basically talking about them, how I've done this and I've done that with them, and my team and I are running a new launch, and I would love 5 minutes to pick your brain over a few things, some really interesting data that I can share on your request. When would be a good time to have a quick call? I promise I won't take more than 5 minutes of your time. Look, even that's better than the previous one, but I also feel this can be a bit much. I hate the word pick your brain. The number of people that message me personally, and this could be me, but the number of people that message me saying, hey, can I pick your brain? I'm like, I literally think about it like me sitting here and someone's just picking away at my brain, and I'm like, oh my God. I love helping people, but that's something that I don't like to hear that exact word, right? That is a much better example, right? You show you care about them, you show you've invested time in them, you show that you want to do more with them, and then you ask. You don't say click on this, you ask them. By asking questions, it opens a dialogue. Same with Facebook ads, or next time you do an update, ask a question. Like say you do a photo update, ask a question. Like if I was traveling and I said, where's the most favorite place you've traveled in the world? This is me here in Italy, right? But versus me just saying, this is me in Italy, the amount of engagement and responses I will get is going to be dramatically higher than if I didn't ask the question. No, it sounds silly, but people just really don't think about this stuff. More engagement by creating a two-way relationship. If you're reading, next time you're going through social media and you comment on something, pause and see why you're commenting on it. It's either going to be something you're very passionate about, or it's because someone's asked a question. They might be saying, where's the best place to get my hair cut? And if you know that person, you live in the same town, you're probably going to be much more likely to respond. If that person wrote, I hate my hair, I need a haircut, no one's going to respond anything about that really, right? So think about that. Provide value, right? So this is again the big kicker here. Once they've opened your email, you have a chance to create a connection and show them why their time is worthwhile to go to and continue talking, go to your actual link. The best way is to provide value, either immediate or as a result of taking a particular action. So some examples: solution to a problem they have, a date or information, a resource, so giving us some form of resource to them, a valuable networking contact, the ability to connect with someone of like-minded interest. No matter what value you give them, you want to make sure there's always something in it for them, right? So say we were doing e-commerce, I'm doing a dog training product on how to train my pet dog. I'm targeting people that have puppies, and I'm searching with Profile Mate through the hashtag puppies, or a fan page that has puppies about it, right? That's all about puppies, and people engaging it probably have a puppy. How would I provide value? I would say, hey, and I'm probably going to do, when after this webinar, write out some actual examples of different industries, different niches, and different email copies if you guys would like that. But just say for the puppy one, I would say, hey there, I came across your photo of your brand new puppy. Oh my gosh, it's the most cute thing ever. I'm actually a dog breeder myself, or I have such a passion for dogs as well. and I found that, you know, that sorry, I might say, I have a passion for dogs myself, then I might say, what type of dog do you actually have? Have you noticed that it's had any crazy problems with teething? For me, a big tip that I had when I had my puppy, my first puppy, was to give it an old shoe that it could chew on, something, right? Giving them some value, giving them some connection, connecting with them over puppies, very emotional thing for many people, very easy to connect over. Then I would say, hey, also, just because I saw that you have a puppy, I would love to know if you'd be interested in getting my free guide or my free top 10 tips on how to ensure your puppy is potty trained properly, or whatever it might be. And then you could even take it a step further, saying, if you think this is for you, you can check it out here and just put a link in where they can opt into a free PDF, or it could even just be an affiliate product, right? And this would apply the same for a dog product, of an e-commerce dog product. And then you can say, but if not, let me know what you think about what problems you've had when you've been raising your puppy. She's so beautiful as well. I can't wait to hear back from you. Thanks for posting the great content, right? It's providing value. So think of that. Don't use clickbait subject lines. We talked about this earlier, but it says here, the email should make a good on the promise made in the subject line. Too many times people say, want to get a six-pack abs, right? Someone clicks on it. Well, you're going to need to do all of this and buy this product right away. It's not what people are opening it for, right? So make sure there's such a congruency with the subject line and the actual product. Now, following up. Following up is a critical step that cold email marketers overlook. We talked on this earlier with Neil, that if they don't, if they don't open at all, it doesn't mean that they're not going to open in future. So follow up with the unopens of that actual email. This also deals with how you then approach them. And it says here, it's easy to think that people don't respond to your first email, that they're just not interested, but this is not true. People are busy, they have meetings, they've got family, they've got to cook dinner, they might see it, but then they plan to reply, but then they totally forget. I know I do this all the time. At any given time, we're working on so many different things in our brains, so it's going to depend on when that person actually gets their email, right? So I always think, when I send an email out, where is my audience based, if I know that, and then what times would they most likely be opening it? And then different, like mail video, it'll tell you the open rates, it'll tell you times, it'll actually help you define when the best times for your audience are, that you get the best results of open rates and whatnot, right? So don't forget to follow up. Just because they don't open once, even twice, doesn't mean that they're going to not open at all, right? So that it could be just a human nature thing, or it could be the subject line is just off to what they're actually wanting to get. So it says here, crafting great email subject lines. Again, for me, I keep this simple. I just say, what's the benefit, and what's the benefit they're going to get from the email, and how can I condense that into a small, quick subject line that's going to want to make them open it, right? Because you've got your spam checklist on hand, blah, blah, blah. As earlier, we promised subject lines. For that reason, you might actually prefer to wait for your email to be written to then write your subject line. I know for me, I do this. I write my email first, then I look at it, and then I say, okay, what's going to be the benefit of this that's going to make them want to open it? People often, though, write the subject line first because it's the first thing they see, then they write their email, then there's no congruency. So write the body of the email first, subject line second. This is going to then, yeah, like I said, give you that congruency. However, reading your email, you should investigate much time subject line. So yeah, basically that's what I said. Clear and direct. Subject line needs to be very clear, very direct, and it's with cold emails specifically, right? Sometimes when you have an actual audience, you can then move into a bit more creative subject line, saying, "Hey, Luke, I know you're going to love this, right?" It's going to make the mind spark, a bit of a product interrupt or a subject line interrupt from what you're used to be doing, right? But for cold emails, they don't have much time for you because they're cold. So we want to make them warm so they do have time for you. So clear and direct, personalized. And again, personalized could mean it's about what they're interested in. It could be about the puppies or the fitness, or it could be about the meditation or the men's health or whatever it might be, right? Again, yes, it's able to communicate value. I always say, like these guys say, you don't have to communicate value in subject lines all the time, but it says in most cases, the best strategy is to do so. I always say, give value in a subject line. And again, keep it short, 6 to 10 word range from this actual study that got done. So this might be good to take note of. 6 to 10 words gives a 20% open rate on average. Again, this will change from industry to industry, but think about that. Keep it short, keep it precise. You don't want them to have to click on the actual email to see the full subject line if you don't have to. Again, expressing value. So it says here, surefire way to turn around a slow season, right? That's a good value headline for, I guess, a B2B type lead. Quick idea for improving. And the word there says a quick idea. Quick means I don't need to spend much time on it. Then inside it needs to be quick as well, make it congruent. They did one here saying competitor, so as in the name, so sales nightclubs, so I could say, so I was doing local marketing, right? And I'm trying to actually get leads to then offer them profile mate. I could scan all the local businesses and get businesses in the Gold Coast, and I could say, Gold Coast business outranks you on in your field, right? But you would then make it custom to what they're doing. It's going to be personalized. It's going to trigger an emotion they're going to want to click through. This one here, we've studied the best groups in the industry. So the best tennis groups in, I don't really actually get what this example is here, but it says, here's what makes them different. If this one, I guess, is basically trying to say, if you're emailing someone that's interested in a specific area, I could say, we've studied the best dog training courses in the industry. Here's what makes them different, right? It's going to provide value to them, and then they know what they're going to get when they open it, right? If you're a restaurant, like the restaurant example earlier, he used the subject line, here's your free coupon, right? Now, that obviously works because it provides value, but I think you could even get more open rates on that if you use something like, in Brisbane, question mark, come get a free coffee from us, question mark. Oh, it's exclamation mark, right? Come get a free coffee from us, right? Something like that. It's more personal. It gives them a bit more of a call to action, and then they're going to open and they're going to see how they can then get that free coffee. And then they're going to bring other people, or well, not just free coffee, free meal, whatever it might be. Get creative. Create a sense of urgency, right? This is another thing. It's basically a scarcity thing. You'll see this in Facebook ads, on sales pages. By adding some form of scarcity into it, saying it's going to get people to want to click then and there versus saying, I'm going to come back later on and click on it, and they might never do that, right? But again, don't be too hard with scarcity because you don't want to freak someone out. But you can say something, do you want to get, would you love a free meal in Brisbane? Brackets, only 50 free spots left, claim yours, right? Mark, and it says here, mark for a quick chat on Thursday, only X number of seats for this, next week only, watch me do this, are you on track to hit your Q3 goals? Just get creative with it, with some form of sense of urgency. And you don't, by the way, you don't have to do all of these in your actual subject line. You can just do some of these on different ones, but try to use these tactics when you do your marketing ongoing. If you do all of these in one subject line, you might find it ends up looking like this big and just a bit too long for people, right? Use relevance to create the actual connection. So yeah, you might not have a mutual connection you can pull out of a hat. Luckily for Profile Mate users, we do. But you can usually find something that will draw attention to the subject line. If you're selling a tool that makes social media marketing more effective to Instagram influencers, for example, Profile Mate, you could say this will change Instagram marketing in a big way, right? Now, you guys can also promote Profile Mate as affiliates and earn 50% commissions, and I'll talk about that on our affiliate marketing webinar because this is going a bit longer though. I don't want you guys to be here for 4 hours today, right? Cold email templates and examples. There's a few different types of cold different emails that you can send out. A basic outreach, a networking email, a demo email, and then a service email. There's a few others as well, like e-commerce emails, like an offer for a shop or a product or service that you might have. But what I'm going to do is I'll send these out to you guys afterwards as well. But it says why it works: a compliment first, right? Giving compliment. This is basic outreach. Short introduction of who you are. An example, a basic example of how you can offer them, what you want to offer them, but giving them insight and value to their business, not about how you then are going to buy this from them then and there, right? Then a question or a call to action. You can say, would you like to be interested in this? Would you like me to email you again more information, whatever it might be, right? Networking email, right? Again, compliment again, example of the talking point, and then a question again. But the question in this instance would be, it'd be one that you would then want to incite further discussion. So you might say, what do you think about this? And like you could say, hey guys, so I love your Instagram page. I can see you in the online marketing field. We have some mutual connections here. And what I wanted to do is see what your thoughts might be on this tool I've created. And I would love to see if you would like a free copy for a week and see how it would benefit you or something like that, right? So that's more of a networking email. Demo email is again it's a way that you can then provide them a free demo. People like things that are for free, right? And if you have the white label keys for Profile Mate, perfect example on how to use that. Because you'll explain to them, you want to give them a demo, but you want to get straight to the point. You want to introduce yourself and who you are, and that your product's value, what it does. It's important that you make the value of the product or the demo of the software that you want to give them when you're trying to sell them very quickly, very concisely, and also you then want to give them the option to actually use the demo for free. So you can say, hey, if you would love to try this, you can even chuck a video in the actual email, right? Of a demo of it, and you say, if you want to try this yourself, please just let's just jump on a call and I can help you with that. But again, it says here, make sure you're talking to the right person. You need to be making sure you're talking to the decision maker, which is going to be the owner of the business or the big influencer. And again, this information you can find out in Profile Mate if you watch webinar 1 and 2, and even just the basic training. Inside the training area, we cover how to find business owners or influencers and so on and so forth. Service email, again, this is about giving services. Again, intro, relevant data and results about their industry and why you need to and why they should be listening to you. It's basically giving result-based proof, and then generate curiosity to them, and think about how, saying, look, I would love for you. You could say, imagine if you could 10x your sales online on the Gold Coast, because we know that your competition are doing this, 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 and this. And we would love to discuss more on this because we are very confident we can do this for you, and we would love to offer you a week free or like some form of value, right? So again, very similar, but again, it's always about providing value. This stuff isn't going anywhere. It's just an industry that's going to keep on thriving. I'm looking over here. We've been on this for an hour and a half right now. So what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to go out and start writing just some emails down. Even if you don't have an autoresponder yet, or you're still getting leads, think about what product it is you're having, your service, and go from there. Now, what I'm going to actually do here, I know some of you guys were interested in Ecom and affiliate marketing. I'm going to pull this Luke McGuire 2020 best. Hold on, you guys. Let me just actually pull this out real quick. This is from my tennis complex that I was doing a video for you guys a bit earlier on. I'm just going to get this video for you guys. If you wanted to jump into some more training right now, it's a really good example of the top 3 ways to make money in 2020, where I cover e-com, affiliate marketing, local marketing. But I'll give you a good overview. Again, this was to my paid members, but I want to get this for you guys here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. So you can see here, I'm going to check this in the chat box over here. If you're watching this on the replay, you just have a look, top 3 ways to make money in online 2020. Very relevant video that I suggest checking out. And we cover everything from the 2 sides of affiliate marketing, from being a vendor to being an affiliate, to e-commerce to local marketing. So this is a good starting point. So please go through this. Next week, I will jump on and I'll do an actual webinar on local affiliate and e-commerce related to ProfileMate. And we're going to do, I'm going to show another way as well to, like I said, if you have more time on your hands than money and you can't afford an autoresponder, what to do then and there as well. What I think today, that's a really good starting point for today. We'll get a document out for you guys today with that cold email tactics, and I will send this replay out today as well. So I'm going to see if there's any questions here real quick. Dale, yes, I'm going to get the buyers list from Mailvio from Neil today. Also, if you're in a super urgent way to get LSA, just open a support ticket and add. Maybe that's a better way for you guys, just real quick to get it. If you open a support ticket with my support team inside of ProfileMate, again, any support anyone needs, go inside of ProfileMate and then the support tab up the top here. I'm going to copy this link for you guys anyway. So basically, hit support and then select the product, ProfileMate, and then open your ticket here. But I'll put this link in the chat box for you guys as well, for use live webinar. Go ahead and screenshot your actual purchase of Mailvio, right? Go ahead and screenshot it and then add it into your actual ticket here. And then I will have my team respond to you with access to the product. Now, it actually sells for $697 every single day out my LSA high ticket course. I'll get my support team to respond to you with a $697 coupon. So you basically would just go through the normal checkout process, but except you would pay $0 whatsoever. One second. Sorry about that, guys. I've got the big delivery coming here today. So go ahead and do that, and then I'll get them to respond. Otherwise, I will manually go through and add everyone in. But if you want this quicker and save me a bit of time as well, just open a support ticket in the link given and add in your receipt to Mailvio, and I will get then my team will get you added there, right? Badra, sorry, I think I might have pronounced that wrong. Can we do a survey of questions in our first email? Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want and get creative, but provide value to them. Make it about them first. Everyone that's asking about that PDF document, I am going to send it to you. I am going to send you that PDF document. Weston, yeah, I will approve you for ProfileMate. If anyone's applied for ProfileMate, just if you send me a message on Facebook of your affiliate ID, just send me directly your affiliate ID. My Facebook inbox is kind of messed up with so many messages. I struggle every day to get through them, but if you send your affiliate ID, I'll know that means you need your affiliate request approved. Kimberly says, I bought Mailvio for $67 a month. You're saying we can get Mailvio for free? No, no, I've never said anywhere you can get Mailvio for free. I'm giving you my bonus offer, my LSA course, which sells every single day for $697. I'm giving you that for free, guys. So my bonus course for picking up Mailvio from my link. If you didn't get it through my link, you won't get it. I'm looking here. I'm teachable. Aaron says, "What about my prize? If you can send me on Facebook, just shoot me a PayPal email, and I'll just have to double check that. I sent all the PayPal emails a few weeks ago to my team to pay out, but I'll double check on that." I'm just showing you my bonus course. It's called Local Social Academy. And this is for picking up Malvio. Again, the full pay or the split pay, I will give you this. And again, the link is I'll just give you a quick run through the curriculum. So this is the bonus course. This is my high ticket course. And basically with this, I took my audience through, or I actually launched this about maybe a year ago now, to 20 people that paid $5,000 each to come in, and I would take them from scratch on how to actually start a business online. And how to start a business online in the local marketing field, from how to actually brand yourself, how to create a logo. I'll give you guys my designers, I'll give you guys personal branding plans, how to actually, like an actual calendar of how to actually do this step by step, how to create your agency site, I give you actual agency websites that I built from scratch that I use for my agency site that you can just copy and paste your information into. Funnels as a service, 5-star review services, how to get clients, and more importantly, get clients to come to you, how to dominate on Instagram and the services to offer them, Facebook ads, how to do them and how to actually do them for local businesses specifically. How do you offer chatbots as a service, so automated messaging through Facebook Messenger, and Instagram is actually going to be doing that quite soon as well. Instagram stories as an offer, how to write sales that convert, right? And there's a bunch more stuff down there as well. But you don't just get the course, you actually get the webinars from those initial founding members that paid $5,000 that I spent working with them as like a partner to them essentially, until they built their business up to a profitable state from nothing, no prior experience. This is what you get as a bonus for picking up Malvio from me, right? And Neil's also given his bonus of his big email marketing course as well. That is just so useful, along with doubling the amount of opt-ins for that as well. So I'm going to go ahead, and the link is in the actual chat box as well. It's malvio.com/profile, mate. I'll put that down there for you, but again, that's going to be there for you. And we're going to be doing some more cold email as well, right? Again, Kimberly, there's also a split pay option there as well. Otherwise, just wait for the monthly option that we have coming, right? And Leonard says, where's the link to this course? Leonard, please listen to these webinars, my friend. I said I will get the list today. I will add everyone into it once I got the list. But if you want to do me a favor, you can open the support ticket inside a profile, mate. The link's in the chat box here. Attach your receipt to this, to Malvio, and then my team will send you a link that you can sign up to it directly. Julian just said the exact same thing. Julian, just please listen to this webinar replay. I don't want to keep on saying the same thing 5 or 10 times, right? And then someone said it's neilvo.com/profile, mate. Maybe it's that as well, right? Oh, there we go. He's updated that. Yeah, and if you just want to go straight to the checkout, then it's neilvo.com/profile, mate. neilvio.com/profile, mate. And then you'll have the different options down here, 3 pay or 1 pay, and you can go from there, guys. So in saying that, we've been here for almost an hour and a half, getting on to closer to 2 hours now. So I want to say thank you guys for being here today. I'm going to be here next week, obviously, again for you guys, my founding VIP members here for the training. So I appreciate you all. We're not going to stop. So go ahead, start testing out more, keep getting those emails going, get your audience warmed up, get creative, and then I'll see you next week. I sent you the replay link as well to this webinar I did for my internal audience, top 3 ways to make money online in 2020, affiliate, local, and e-commerce. Think for yourself how Profile Mate will apply to these areas when you watch this, and then next week I'll come in and show you my side of this as well. So this is a very powerful webinar that if you take this information, implement it, your results are going to go through the roof. So I'm excited to see that for you guys, and I'll see you all on next week's webinar. And then if you guys also wanted to promote Profile Mate and earn 50% commissions on the entire funnel, including the recurring side to it as well. I'll share that next week as well and get you guys approved to promote that for free as well. So, all right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you guys next week. I appreciate you all. Bye, guys.